Hello, and welcome to Beering in Mind Beer Reviews. We are going to begin a series of 7 beers from the AleSmith Brewing Company in San Diego, California, USA. And the beers that we're going to look at are not necessarily the ones that they're most famous for, but a variety of interesting beers, I think, that may show that they can do a variety of styles. AleSmith Brewery started in 1995, and they started in San Diego. At the time, San Diego did not have much of a beer scene. That was 25 years ago. Of course, now it's considered one of the best beer cities in the world, and certainly probably the best in California. On RateBeer, it is considered the number 6 best brewery in the world out of 33,000 breweries. And in 2014, it was actually voted the best brewery in the world. The AleSmith really got its name known in early 2000s, and in 2003 they released a beer called Barrel Aged Speedway Stout, and that really put them on the map, much like, say, Goose Island with their Barrel Aged Bourbon County Stout. And so with this beer, people really took notice of them. Some of their other beers that they became known for are things like Old Numbskull Barley Wine, their AleSmith Wee Heavy, and AleSmith IPA. So these are, of course, all bigger beers, higher alcohol beers, but I think people probably still connect AleSmith to their Speedway Stout, and they have many variations now. You can go online, look at their website, and see they've got things like Hawaiian, Vietnamese, Mexican, Thai. So these are all, beers that have maybe some adjunct in them to produce a certain type of flavor. And so AleSmith has grown rather large. I'm not sure how many barrels they produce, but I think in 2015 it was something like 150,000 barrels annually, and I think they're probably well over that now. Okay, so again, we're going to look at 7 beers from AleSmith Brewing in San Diego, California. And now, let's take a look at beer number 5 from AleSmith, and this is number 5 out of 7 that we will look at. And this one is called Luped In IPA, and the loop certainly refers to lupulus, which is the Latin part of the Latin name for hops. I suspect there's another joke going on with looped, and I'm not sure quite what it is. If you think you know, please do let me know. In any case, this is an IPA at 6.5%, and it has 35 international bittering units, so not terribly high in terms of bittering. On RateBeer, this one has 50 ratings, an average score of 3.67, and 83 percentile for all beers on RateBeer, and 79 percentile for its style, which is IPA. And as you can guess, IPA, there's a lot of them out there. In fact, it's the most popular category on RateBeer. So there's so many of them, it's pretty hard to get a high score in that category. Okay, so this is part of what they call their Crafted Classics series, and there are several of them. We'll look at another one in the next video. Let's give this one a go. Okay, it's a fairly hazy, dark copper, no, not even copper, dark little dirty blonde with tons of little microscopic bubbles floating up. Can you see? So quite a lot of carbonation streaming off the bottom here. About a half finger of white, sort of compact head. Some sticky lacing. Pine biscuit. A lot of pine. Again, piney, hop, kind of earthy. There's some citrus backing there. Definitely something like overripe grapefruit, perhaps. Some stone fruit, definitely. Finish goes a little bit dry. Yeah. So the fruitiness really rises up in mid-palate. And if you kind of swirl it around a bit, and it really does reveal itself. This is a very pleasant IPA. A little bit light, maybe, in terms of bitterness. Very drinkable, pleasant fruitiness. Very solid. This one probably deserves your attention if you happen to see it. AleSmith in San Diego, but they're large, and you can probably find this one in many, many places throughout the United States, certainly throughout California, and most definitely in Southern California. Once again, Luped In IPA from AleSmith, 6.5% IPA. Give it a go. I hope you will subscribe to the channel, and I also hope you'll leave me a comment. If you have a question, if there's something you'd like to ask or comment on, please do, and I will reply. Okay, so we've got a couple more AleSmith beers to look at in the next couple videos. I hope you'll tune in for those. That's it. Bye-bye.